And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm reviewing Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, released in 2017. This is the final of the Pirates of the Caribbean marathon slash franchise for now. Hopefully, because they probably won't bring back Johnny Depp, hopefully this is the end. So. And as I'll talk about at the end, it does feel like a good end. So, anyway, so got a lot of thoughts on this movie. Pleasantly surprised by the fourth movie. I was hoping maybe we could end off on a good note. And did we? Let's find out. Got a lot of thoughts. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Say the repeated lines that I've always had to say in every review. Music is great. Johnny Depp is good, as he always is. Delivers one more time as Jack Sparrow. So really, really good stuff there. He's good when he's not drunk, and he's drunk in a lot of this movie. I want to say about a third of the movie, he's drunk. He's just at some points he's just kind of there, which is kind of annoying because that's not what it was supposed to be. You know, it's kind of like, you run this into the ground too much. That's Disney, though. They milk everything for every last dime, penny that they can get. So I shouldn't be too surprised there. But I still think, for what it's worth, especially with the 6-year gap and the fact that we're 14 years after the first one now, it's been a long time. I still think he does a really good job. So, and also, there's more women. There's another different girl this time. What happened to continuity after the third movie? We got the same girl the first 3 movies, and then we got a different girl, and now we got a different girl again. Okay. To be fair, they did bring Elizabeth back at the end, which was cool. But, and I guess I get why she was gone. I don't know. It's weird. I really think the whole bank scene at the beginning is absolutely crazy. I get it's like the 1400s or whatever, or no, the 1700s, but you couldn't have that. There's had to have been better ways to build foundations. Also, those are some strong horses, or some really weak buildings. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy that he decides that Jack Sparrow's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this lady, and I'm gonna do it in a bank vault. Why? The new girl, the new girl, she is an okay character. Does an admirable job, I guess. I think out of the 3 main female characters, she's definitely the weakest. But that doesn't mean she's necessarily bad. My biggest problem with her is the fact that her big deal is that she wants to make everything based off of science, which is not possible. That's not possible in these movies at all. Everything that we have done up until this point, and even in this movie, you can't, science has never even been a part of this. This is pirates. This is the British Empire. This is movie shit. It doesn't matter about science or anything like that. There's been no logical explanation ever given for anything that happens in these movies, nor have we really asked for it. When I was going through the first 4 movies, even in this movie, I was just like, I never thought to think about a logical explanation for it. Why there were zombies on the boat, why there was a kraken that can be summoned by a drum, why Barbossa and Jack, why you can go to the afterlife and bring people back by flipping a boat over, why you can find the fountain of youth, why in Florida. Like, I never thought about any of that from a scientific perspective because that's just not the point with these movies. The point is things are going to get weird because it's Johnny Depp and it's pirates, and that's what it is. You know, you don't need to bring a scientific factor into this. So I think having that as one of her main arcs as a character is very unnecessary. And I just and they say it so much, and they again, for like the third or fourth time in this franchise, they contradict themselves. Like they shut down their own point with a different character saying, yeah, beat that with your science or whatever he says. And I'm just like, so you make it all redundant to yourselves as well, on top of it being redundant for the audience. What's the point then? They were also inaccurate with the timeline of the dates for the inventions of both the guillotine and mayonnaise, which was bizarre that they didn't bother to fact check that at all. I guess to their credit, it's not necessarily implied. The time is never actually fully specifically stated. It is heavily implied. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it doesn't matter. Because really, it doesn't. But then you bring science into the whole equation, so yes, it does fucking matter. Also, we got people like flying around like Spider-Man, just like flying around these cities on these ropes, like they're web swinging and just like carrying people. Okay, cool. Didn't expect that for 1700s of Florida or Spain or wherever the fuck we're at. The only scene that I had ever seen in any of these movies before watching them was in this movie, the horologist scene, because it came up in my recommend feed on YouTube one day, and that's a really funny scene. And it's really in line for kind of like the jokes and humor that all of these movies go for. So it fits it well. It's still a good scene though. I really like it. Even if this movie isn't necessarily as goofy, it's more, again, leaning more towards that weird aspect. There is still a lot of funny moments in it, and this was definitely one of them. Also, I think at this point, everybody in this world needs to take the hint that the Black Pearl ship needs to retire. Because how many fucking times is it getting sunk, blown up, destroyed, taken over? Like, come on. It's a nice looking ship and all. But you gotta know when enough is enough. Okay. The Trident stuff as well is just crazy. Like, I feel like when Davy Jones was running the Dutchman ship, he would have at least tried to find this. There's no way that he didn't know about the Trident. And just, it's never explained at all, never brought up. But, like, the whole, like, Poseidon, it feels like fucking Neptune. It feels like Poseidon, you know? It feels like, it doesn't even feel like Pirates of, that whole part doesn't even feel like Pirates of the Caribbean anymore. It feels like we're in fucking Aquaman land or SpongeBob land or whatever. It's really bizarre stuff, and while it's cool looking and it does a good job, it doesn't really fit the movie, you know. It's also wild that the main girl, she just tells the bad guys to piss off and they just do it. What's the point of being a pirate then if you're going to take orders from random people? I guess we explored that in like the first fucking review or whatever, when they, with the, what's it called, the code thing. And like I said before, I think this does a good job of kind of wrapping everything back together, and kind of like signifying that, yeah, this is the end, even if the bank says otherwise. The biggest example of this is the death of Barbosa again. Um, he's back again with the dripped out leg, and he's a fine character in this movie. He's about the same as he always is in every other movie, but I think his death is a big indicator, because like they painted him as this big nickname character and everything like that. I think it's a good signifier to end it off on. And with the Dutchman curse being lifted, and we get Elizabeth back and Turner back, and he gets to see his son, he gets to go on land, all that sort of stuff, and Davy Jones dead, and Blackbeard dead, and you get Jack Sparrow running off doing his thing. Like, it kind of closes all those storylines and all those plot holes, along with the newer characters, what they were able to bring to the table and everything like that. I think they do a good job at just wrapping it up and ending it. So if a sixth movie doesn't get made, I won't be super mad about it. I really wouldn't care, because I don't believe that there needs to be another one. And if they do another one, I guess you could still kind of have Jack Sparrow in it, but you wouldn't, because they would not bring back Johnny Depp for any reason anymore, ever. So who knows? So, it's gonna do it though for this review. My final score for this movie, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think that's a good ranking for it. This is a middle of the pack movie. I'd probably put it at number 3 or 4 in the series. My final rankings would probably be 2, 4, either 1 or 5, and then the other one of those two, and then finally 3 to finish. With all of them ranging between 6.5 and 7.5 in the rankings. Again, I don't know if it's just that my mind is still stuck on No Way Home, but none of this really, other than Jack Sparrow as a character and Johnny Depp really doing a good job with it, nothing really super stood out to me about these. But these are good, fine movies, and I think if you are not just like a Disney fan or like a Pirates fan, if you're just a fan of like Pirates, or if you're a Johnny Depp fan, 100% recommend these movies. I think they are really good movies. There's a lot of the second and third ones, and the fourth one even too, to an extent, have great budgets, and they put those budgets to work really, really well, with the effects and the transitions and the sceneries and all that sort of stuff. They do a really, really good job, so they look amazing. Just nothing in particular stood out to me personally, but don't let that taint your perception if you want to see these movies or not. Also, I probably wouldn't recommend watching them all in one day. It's not a great marathon franchise. Just saying. So, it's going to do it though for this review. If you've ever seen this movie or any of the other Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I'd love to know your thoughts about them in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it though for this video. Stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including more movie reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.